their well-being sometimes. Artists be too scared to stand up for something. They scared to lose their house, or they scared to lose their record deal. I sold my soul to the devil. I know it's a crappy deal. Lisa came with a few toys like a Happy Meal.
Feelings matter, bro. It's a new world. It's a new world, Barack. It's a new world, Jay-Z. You might not like it, but they gotta hear it. They here to massage you with a fake truth, telling you that Hillary gonna win over and over and over. And you wake up, you still can't believe it. You know why? Because you was lied to by Google. You was lied to by Mark Zuckerberg. Right now, press, get ready to write your passive-aggressive LeBron James racist comments, season 4 racist comments. Get ready to have a field day, press. Get ready, because the show's over.
Welcome back to Calculated Confusion Exposed. As always, let's get right into it. Kanye West has recently made headlines and references to comments of a certain community. This has led to him losing multiple deals supposedly totaling $1 billion. Realistically, I think that his earnings may have been extremely inflated for headlines. But nonetheless, today we will take a glance at Kanye West's career, which has been riddled with the good and bad parody of someone who is a puppet for the elite. Let's decide together. Kanye West's rise to fame came from him producing for many big artists. But before that moment, Kanye West had a life-altering car accident that helped jumpstart his career as a rapper and producer. Just 2 weeks after signing a deal with Rockefeller Records, West drove home after working late at a California recording studio on October 23, 2002. He fell asleep at the wheel and crashed his car into an oncoming vehicle. The driver of the other car broke both of his legs, while West shattered his jaw in 3 places.
I looked at this accident as God saying, I'm about to hand you the world, because I had a lot of good records, slow jams, Jesus walks, already in the pipeline. So he's like, I'm about to hand you the world. Just know at any given time I could take it away from you, so always keep me first. To nearly lose your life, to nearly lose your mouth, your voice as a career as a rapper, your face. You know, I had to be on TV. My face looks crazy to me now. Y'all probably look at it and think it's normal, but I feel very self-conscious about certain things.
The incident occurred at 3 a.m., which is known as the Devil's Hour. Many regard this moment as when Kanye decided to sell his soul. This career path trajectory after an accident is similar to Snoop Dogg, who produced a song called Murder Was the Case, which is about him selling his soul for riches after an accident.
Arrived live on the scene of a murder that happened late last night. And although details are very sketchy, we do know that one of the shooting victims is rapper Snoop Doggy Dogg.
I stopped breathing, damn, I see demons. Dear God, I wonder, can you save me? I can't die, my boo-boo's about to have my baby. I think it's too late for praying. Hold up, her voice spoke to me and it slowly started saying,
bring your lifestyle to me, I'll make it better.
And how long will I live?
Eternal life and forever.
More career similarities between Snoop and Kanye West will be made. After the accident, he received major notoriety producing for Jay-Z. Anyone familiar with Jay-Z's career should know that he is heavily involved in the satanic occult. From the outward hand gestures to his do what thou wilt clothing, which by the way is a phrase coined by Satanist Aleister Crowley, it is clear where his ties align. The icing on the cake for me is when you hear the song Lucifer by Jay-Z played in reverse. Keep in mind that this song was produced by Kanye West.
Jay-Z, H to the Izzo, V to the Izzy, Jehovah God. That's what he calls himself. He believes that he is God, and he believes that Jesus Christ is not the Son of God. He believes that the black man is God. His clothing line is called Rockaware. Those are his clothes. You can't go into I have a hard time shopping for clothes now, Brother Dwayne. I just get depressed almost. I go into Burlington or something, man, and I don't have Herman Murray money, so I can't be, I can't wear gators every day. So, I go to the regular department store and every section is hip-hop clothing. Rockaware, Sean John. But this is Jay-Z, and he had an album called The Black Album, and of course these guys release songs, you know, underground, and they do this kind of stuff, and we just happened to come across a very disturbing song by brother Jay-Z. It's a song that he actually recorded and has a backwards message in it, and we had to reverse the song and play the song backwards to get this message for you. Y'all remember back when the heavy metal folks used to do that? And they would put the backwards messages in their music, and they'd say that your subconscious was smart enough, that right brain was smart enough to decode and flip that message, so by the time it got to the left side of your brain, you understood it, and you didn't even know you understood it. You just acted it out. Because they had the song called Another One Bites the Dust, Queen. Played it backwards, it said, I like to smoke marijuana. Yeah, and then they interviewed kids, and kids say when they listen to it, they just want to get high. They just want to smoke weed, and they had no idea that that message was being reversed in their minds and causing them to want to do that. Isn't that weird? God made us smart. Look at somebody say, you smart? So I don't care what they say about you. This brother has a very disturbing message in this song. I'm gonna let y'all hear it. Can I let y'all hear it? Y'all listen.
666.
Murder, murder, Jesus.
666.
666, murder, murder, Jesus. This made you feel kind of funny, didn't it? It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
I think the last clip shows Jay-Z's allegiance. Kanye worked closely with Jay-Z throughout his career, which probably served as his intro in the occult. Later on, Kanye would receive a major boost in popularity for his song Jesus Walks.
The only thing that I pray is that my feet don't fail me now.
For much of Kanye's career, he seems to be torn between producing satanic and seemingly Christian music. Over the years, he continued dropping secular projects. He also married Kim Kardashian, who is also one of the elite's puppets. Then seemingly went through a revelation sometime in 2018 to 2019. It was around this time that he confessed to be saved and would no longer be making secular music. During this time, Kanye West was hosting his own Sunday services and even went and spoke at Joel Osteen's church. For those who have not seen my Joel Osteen exposed video, please check it out.
Hey everybody, come on, let's welcome Mr. Kanye West today.
Well, I know that God's been calling me for a long time, and the devil's been distracting me for a long time. So as I sat there saying, you know, I'm going to make a gospel album, there were Christians that were there that were not. Excuse me, brother. I go into these streams of consciousness when I'm talking, and when you're speaking in the middle of it, it distracts me. I really appreciate the support, but I would like for everybody to be completely silent so I can let God flow through me as I speak to you guys today. Because it's talking about protecting your kids from the indoctrination of the media, the thousands and thousands of images that are fed to children by the age of 6 or 7. And within those images, there are images mixed in that we don't know about as parents, that are purposely mixed in to lower the kids' superpower and esteem so that they can be more susceptible to consumption and feel that they need to consume and become a part of the robotic numeric system that controls so much of the media. Then I just had to say it like this. You can rewind it and then do research what I'm talking about, but it's
On you.
It's time for you to wake up. You see what they do right here? It's time for you to get up and see. Stop playing blind. It's mockery. And there you go with the so-called crown. So when he said Jesus is king, who is he calling Jesus? You never get it. Who is he calling Jesus? He got the fallen angels over there holding the crown, and they're gonna put it on his head. Yes, with the Jesus body so-called. Wow, this is a joke right here, people. And he said, Jesus. Wow, if this is not a mockery, I don't know what is. And I show you this already. I break him down and show you this, that this right here is just a mockery of the people who believe. You see what he show you? An upside down cross, and he hanging with the so-called serpents. You see this? You see that right there? It's time for you to wake up, people.
I'm watching these fine men and women singing. Looks like they're walking on the water, and my mind goes back to that time where Jesus invited Peter to walk on the water. I can imagine Peter thought, Jesus, what are you talking about? That's impossible. I can't do that. I think we all have that at times in life where we think, man, God's telling me to do something. I feel it down on the inside, but, we don't feel qualified. We don't have the experience. Man, I can't sing like this. I can't invent like Kanye. That's for somebody else. But God doesn't put a dream in your heart and then not give you the ability to do it. Now, I've learned in life, you have to choose between your comfort and your calling. Peter heard the calling, come on out here. But Peter was comfortable in the boat with the other disciples. It's easy to get comfortable, even in a dysfunction.
I hate it.
This is a call for an uprising. This here is Kanye West interpreting he is supposed to be the Antichrist. That is who he is playing in bringing out Marilyn Manson. Since he's claimed to have been saved, he did a live performance with Marilyn Manson. Nobody seems to mind. Oh, now people are like, oh, he brought Marilyn. Well, what do you think he's trying to tell you? Oh, that we can save the wicked? Marilyn Manson is playing the role here of the false prophet, and he's playing the role of the Antichrist. Marilyn Manson is the military state, the chaos of the world, and the church being blocked off, right? And then who is coming to, suddenly all the military, all of the badness, you see all the, it's supposed to resemble, the violence and the chaos that's going on in the world, and then suddenly everyone's hands just go up in the air and praise. And what do we see? We see Kanye levitating up, levitating into the sky. Like, wow, who's going to be performing these great wonders and these great miracles? The Antichrist. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 8 through 10. And then shall the wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders, and with all deceivableness and of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of truth, that they might be saved. While this is occurring on the screen in this stadium that he's in, they're putting scripture up in the stadium with Marilyn Manson standing there, which is just funny. And they're using scripture such as John 17:17. Sanctify them by the truth. Your word is truth, right? This is how Satan deceives. They're taking God's word and they're flipping it, right? Because the Antichrist is going to come as truth and love and kindness and saving the world from this big bad chaos that they're creating. They're creating all of this that you're seeing going on right now for the Antichrist and the acceptance of the Antichrist. That's the only reason they're doing it. People comment, they're like, oh yeah, it's all about money. You know, it's about money with Afghan. It's about money with the pharmacies. This is about the Antichrist. Get with it. If you're Christian, realize it. That's what this is about. They have to destroy all of this for the Antichrist to come and be worshipped and to save this nightmare of a world we live in. They're creating the nightmare. They're going to kill the dollar, the economy, everything, so that the Antichrist can come and clean it all up and be worshipped. And many Christians will be deceived by this. So
I think these collections of clips show that Kanye West is not the man he perceives to be. His career is riddled in satanic duality. Satanists believe that there are two ultimate powers running the world, one good and one evil. More precisely, metaphysical dualism holds that the coexistence of good and evil is eternal and is built into the very nature of things. As you can see, he plays between good and bad as an elite puppet. Similar to artists in the rap game like J. Cole and Snoop Dogg. He is controlled opposition used as a distraction. Fast forward to today and you can see that Kanye West is revealing tons of truths. It should be to no surprise that he likes to stir up the people before these revelations by making himself look crazy or using tactics like this.
With the latest contrived controversy starring Kanye West, and definitely no doubt about it, this is planned, it's made to happen on the world stage. As you see here, Kanye West and Candace Owens, and I find it interesting with the duality, the black and white, just as with Freemasonry, the duality colors on the tile floor. And here's just a little bit of a close-up, again, of Candace Owens and Kanye West. And no doubt whatsoever, this is a staged photo made to happen for the world stage, basically with their backs turned, turning their backs against the black community. This is what it's all about. And with the whole entire BLM kind of simmering down a bit, what they're doing here, obviously, is throwing another log on the fire to keep the fire burning, to keep the divide alive. I said it before, this is a 3D world. Divide, deceive, and distract. That's what it's all about. Keeping the populace against each other, turn against each other in every which way. And again, this is definitely putting another log on the fire. And I stated this before many times with Kanye West being part of the world stage, where Kanye is not going to tell you out of his mouth that he's a Freemason, but through signs and symbols. As you can see here, this pin, this Masonic pin with the dual-headed eagle in plain sight. And Kanye West being that 33 name as well. Definitely, I'm going to put more connections together with the number 33. But first off, let's take a look here at Candace Owens with, as you see here, Charlie Kirk, and they're both doing the Masonic hand sign. A little bit of a close-up of them both doing the Freemasonic hand sign, the diamond sign, and diamond, of course, is 33. As you can see here, for all to see, diamond 33. And again,
after this stunt, he seemingly went on a press run that got him quote-unquote canceled. Let's take a look at some of the truths revealed before we end this video.
They can't scare you, they can't control you, they can't, they try to suppress you, but that's how they try to categorize
They can't control me. You get what I'm saying? They can control Shaq. They can control Charles Barkley. They can control LeBron James. They can control Jay-Z and Beyonce.
But not you, man.
But they can't control me. You
Not
see, it
you.
ain't no name I won't name.
Right.
It's up.
Not you.
You know what I'm saying? And just for Minister Farrakhan, I love you, but the way you read that, I took that as a slight. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking no disrespect from nobody. So let's get on the phone and let's talk that out. I don't care who you are. I ain't taking no slice from nobody, right? I ain't taking no slice from nobody. It's God. That's the only person that I serve. My mom ain't here. My mama was sacrificed.
Me too.
You understand?
Yeah, I'm Christian too.
Michael Jordan, what about him? His daddy, right? Bill Cosby, his son, right? Dr. Dre, his son. You know, out in Hollywood, a lot of people come up missing. Feels like it might be a lot of that in order to control
traumatize. They want to monetize and traumatize. And God loved me. You understand? They hit me. Gap, Adidas, all that away. Still, Forbes, who hate me, right, had to write net worth 400 million. Jesus is king. God loved me.
That's more important than keeping alive.
That's the thing. You know what I'm saying? And this truth is going to be heard. Y'all can't send none of y'all Meek Mills, y'all Puffies, y'all Lil Boozies, none of these names, none of these people that have to listen to y'all because they have legal. I never killed nobody, right? I'm the pussy that never killed nobody, right? But that means I can say whatever I want and not go to jail. So, let me read these harlequins. This is how he was written. This is a trainer, but come to find out, he was actually Canadian intelligence, but this is my trainer. So this shows you the kind of handlers that are around the superstars in California, right? So it says, I'm going to help you one of a couple ways. First, you and I sit down and have a loving and open conversation, but you don't use cuss words. And everything that is discussed is based in fact, and not some crazy stuff that dumb friend of yours told you or you saw in a tweet. Second option, I have you institutionalized again, where they medicate the crap out of you and you go back to zombie land forever. Play date with the kids just won't be the same. This is the way a Hollywood trainer was talking to me to force me to go and like apologize, right? You think about if Harley was part of intelligence, right? What kind of people you think are surrounding my kids? What kind of people you think are in that house right now? When my kids go to Sierra Canyon, it's a Jewish school that doesn't teach Christianity to these Christian kids. At Christmas time, they're teaching Kwanzaa to black kids. They say, hey, this is your Christmas. This is all indoctrination. This is all mind control. You gotta understand, like I don't believe I'm putting myself at risk because I think God uses me for a time like this. He put me in this situation and had y'all follow me from George Bush Don't Care to Beyonce Had the Best Video to now. For some reason, y'all are interested. 2 Chainz said, why is so belt buckle? Well, y'all niggas shoulders looking. Like, y'all are interested for some reason. And they wanted to medicate me every day. You realize, like, they could have just switched to medication and I wouldn't be here. And on the news, they would have said it was because of a mental issue, right? Yeah. I ain't never been back to the hospital since 2015, but every time they say I'm crazy, it's just when I'm saying the truth. So what's the crazy part, really? What's the crazy part, really?
Balenciaga just wiped their Instagram page. Okay, if this were just nothing, don't you think Balenciaga would just sort of move on? Oh, no big deal. No. They wiped their Instagram page. They've issued a major apology. That's now the only thing that's featured on their Instagram page. And here's what they say. The first campaign, the gift collection campaign, featured children with plush bear bags dressed in what some have labeled BDSM-inspired outfits. Just put a pause there. It's not what some have labeled BDSM outfits. It's BDSM outfits. I don't know how else you would describe it. Would you say they're dressed up like cowboys? No. Are they dressed up like bikers? No. They're wearing like weird leather chain stuff, but it's clearly a weird sex thing. Our plush bear bags in the gift collection should not have been featured with children. This was a wrong choice by Balenciaga. Combined with our failure in assessing and validating images, the responsibility for this lies with Balenciaga. One of the first ones that pops up is this little girl in a kind of really done-up sort of hairdo, lying on the ground, lying on her side in a sort of skimpy little leotard. and kind of smiling in a very creepy way, but with a hand out that sort of says no. Another one is a child in high heels, topless, in a very strange sort of position, obviously a kind of sexualized way. You can see that from the stiletto heels, but not quite showing the face. Another one is a child's bedroom just covered in gore and blood everywhere. Another one is a little teddy bear tied up in a sort of dungeon or jail cell or something like that. There's more. It wasn't just these 4 photos. Let's see. Yeah. So then there's another one of people tied up in like kind of weird plastic trash bags, all tied up in a weird, it looks very like some kind of torture scene. Another one of a little kid holding up a skull. Another one of a little kid being duct taped and tied to a chair, being made to watch something. We're not exactly sure what the kid's being made to watch. Another one of someone with entrails pouring out of the midsection. And there's more images. So then there's an image on this Instagram of just a satanic scene, of a pentagram with a devil, demon-looking person up there, and then a kind of sacrifice on another pentagram. So now we're talking about overt satanic imagery. And then we're seeing lots and lots of teddy bears throughout this person's campaign. This is Lada Volkova. This woman clearly has a fascination with teddy bears.
They bring you this right there. They involve the kids in it, because what you have to understand is not just these people, Balenciaga, is all of them devil company clothing line that you're wearing. All of them involving this child are doing harms to the kids. That's their tradition. That's what they do. It's part of the rituals that they run on the people. And like I say, end times, the credits going up. You're going to see it like this right here. What is this, people? And take a look at this one on the right. Can't zoom it up. It won't zoom. But if you look on the picture on the right, you see the dragons above the little kid. And it's all black and white. They're showing you for Freemasonry. This is how they do it. So the teddy bears is in bondage, showing you, and it's the kids handling them. They're just showing you, people, that's how they do the kids behind closed door. And at the first photos that I show you with them in the mask, that's how they dress. You got it, people? That's how they dress when they're doing these harms to the kids. They mask up their whole face. Like the game that they play, they call fencing, or basically the Grand Reaper. They're dressed up like when they're doing these damage or the harm to the kids. That's why it's right here.
However, after Balenciaga recently found itself in the middle of a shocking scandal involving
it's shocking. It's a shocking scandal? Okay.
children and occult
Look at this again, people. How did they put in this is a lot of work here. They even have the planets in the back, the fake planets. That's why I tell you, kids is not safe in this earth, people. They're not safe with the teachings. Why would they keep... And the serpents in the back, people, the serpent. Oh my goodness, and you missed that? That's the serpent in the back right there. The serpent that controls the Balenciaga. That's what you need to understand. They're the one who running this earth. No wonder why you see the same serpent and the elk here. What represent the elk here? The same serpent. And you see where they put it? Exactly over the kid head. Do you see that?
To Kim's reaction, here's a quick recap of all the dark and twisted things Balenciaga got exposed for. It all started in early November when Balenciaga shared a series of very creepy photos taken for their new gift shop ad campaign. The photos featured young children posing with teddy bears dressed in bondage and surrounded by shocking props. Some of the disturbing props included a child's drawing of the devil and a roll of yellow caution tape that misspelled the word Balenciaga to show the word Baal, which is the name of a fertility demon and one of the princes of hell. By the way, back in March, Kim wore a bizarre outfit made entirely of the same Balenciaga yellow tape. And also, take a look at this recent clip from the Kardashians on Hulu, with Kim making fun of Kris Jenner for pronouncing Balenciaga and repeatedly saying the word Baal.
No, but say Balenciaga. She goes Balenciaga. Ball.
Balenciaga. Because I'm a baller.
But we're just scratching the surface here. If you thought the teddy bear photo shoot was creepy, wait till you see what Balenciaga put in another recent campaign they did for their collaboration with Adidas. One photo from the campaign showed a handbag from the collection on top of a pile of documents, and one document was purposely left poorly hidden. When you zoom in on this particular document, you will see that the text references the 2008 Supreme Court case United States versus Williams. Now, in case you're wondering what's so special about this court case, here's a brief explanation from a lawyer.
U.S. versus Michael Williams. Michael was in a chat room under the name of Lisa in Miami. He then started up a conversation with another individual who was actually a Secret Service agent, where he ultimately sent a link containing 7 photos of child pornography.
But we're still not done, and it gets creepier from here. After Balenciaga's recent campaign went viral for all the wrong reasons, internet sleuths discovered a bunch of new disturbing details about people working for Balenciaga. One of these people is Russian-born stylist Lada Vukova, who has been the chief stylist for Balenciaga since 2014. Lada recently locked her Instagram profile and deleted over 200 photos, many of which featured children and all kinds of dark and creepy imagery. However, fans managed to take screenshots of some of the photos from Lada's Instagram before she locked it. And before we show you the photos, please keep in mind that some of them are extremely creepy. Now, if you take a closer look at the comment section of this creepy photo from Lada's Instagram, you will notice a comment from Marc Jacobs, another one of Kim Kardashian's favorite designers, who wrote, "So good." Many fans are now speculating that Lada was involved in Balenciaga's recent campaign because the aesthetic of the campaign matches the photos Lada shares on her Instagram. However, it just gets worse the more you look into it. For example, take a look at the framed diploma behind the model in this photo from the Balenciaga and Adidas ad campaign. The diploma shows the name John Philip Fisher, and this happens to be the name of an 80-year-old man who was convicted in 2018 on 7 charges of misconduct against his granddaughter. And then there's another creepy detail lurking in the background of a different photo from this campaign. When you zoom in on the stack of books on the table behind the woman, you'll notice that one of the books is by Michael Bormans. Bormans is a Belgian painter and filmmaker whose surreal works frequently feature children and bizarre rituals. One of Borman's recent painting series is called Fire from the Sun, and here's how the publisher of the book containing these paintings describes them on their official website. Fire from the Sun highlights Michael Borman's new work, which features toddlers engaged in playful but mysterious acts with sinister overtones and insinuations of. And now, take a look at some of Borman's paintings from this collection, and then compare them to the Balenciaga outfits Kim Kardashian and her children recently wore. There are simply too many coincidences when it comes to this whole Balenciaga situation, and this is exactly.
You know what's interesting about the Khan tweet is, and the relationship to Balenciaga, the enemy's plan is set up far before the fallout. It feels like they put me in the front of the show and swapped Kim out so that I could be the face at the time when the photos hit. But God had me tweet the Khan, and then they had to cut ties with me, so they weren't able to use me in that way. And I just feel blessed. We have to lean into the Spirit in all things we do.
Yet another controversy for Kanye West, also known as Ye. He's been locked out of his Twitter account now, the platform suspending him after an anti-Semitic tweet. That tweet said, quote, "When I wake up, I'm going DEFCON 3 on Jewish people." His tweet continued saying, quote, "The funny thing is I actually can't be anti-Semitic because black people are actually Jew."
You know, it's really interesting. I didn't realize that I could be considered anti-Semitic till I read one of the definitions of anti-Semitism. Look at this. The definition says, making mendacious, dehumanizing, demonizing, or stereotypical allegations about Jews as such, or the power of Jews as a collective, such as, especially, but not exclusively. This sounds like let it go by. All right, so it says, think about it, that sounds like the type wording that's in the contracts, right?
Indeed.
Okay, it says, such as, especially, but not exclusively, the myth about a world Jewish conspiracy or of Jews controlling the media, economy, government, or other societal institutions.
But isn't that what you said? That Jews run everything?
Yeah, but that actually is considered to be anti-Semitic.
Right.
So I didn't realize that it was anti-Semitic to say, hey, you know, I have a Jewish attorney, I have a Jewish record label, I have a Jewish contractor, I have a
Do you
Jewish...
regret your statements?
Or the statements you think you should be walking back? I mean, considering...
What do you mean walking back?
Well, you know, backing up off of them. I mean, the thing is, you've lost a lot of endorsements. People are dropping you. You're getting, you know, vilified. You know, I mean, you might think you're right, but I think, you know, there's a whole world out there that's condemning you for what you said.
Okay, so this right here is a chart of Universal Studios, 20th Century Fox, ABC News, CBS News, Columbia Pictures, Warner Brothers, ESPN Sports, Fox News, Washington Post, Metro Goldwyn Mayer, MTV Music Television, Nickelodeon, USA Today, Wall Street Journal, Comedy Central, NBC Entertainment, Google, what else do we have? Disney, ABC Kids and Family, YouTube, Los Angeles Times, Discovery Network, Paramount Pictures, Facebook, Huffington Post, Yahoo, Marvel, Hulu, Cosmopolitan, Time, Touchstone, Associated Press, Pixar, Miramax, HBO, New York Post, LucasArts, MSNBC, DreamWorks Animation. Now the thing is, I skipped over maybe about 5 of them because it was just unclear on this list. The red are the executives that are Jewish at these companies.